Let's talk about releasing emotions. We have become identified with our emotions. A lot of times we build up a sense of self with identifying with emotions, with identifying with trauma, that we become our trauma, that we become the emotions. And by resisting feeling the emotion fully, that's what maintains the emotion. That's what holds up the flow of the emotion, the energy in motion. The act of resisting the energy does not allow the energy to come and go, to flow. And you know what the saying is, what we resist persists. So by resisting any emotion, that's what allows the emotion to persist or maintains the emotion. And often this emotion is giving us a sense of self. So by feeling the emotion fully, by allowing the emotion to be felt fully, by accepting what is here now, we are fully present with the experience of emotion. We can feel the emotion fully, and the emotion is released. But you can also look at it a different way, that we're holding on to this emotion, that we've binded ourselves with this emotion. We've become entangled with the experience of the emotion, with the experience of trauma. And because we're entangled, because we're bound to it, because we're holding on to the experience of trauma, it's giving us a false sense of self. It's become our identity. So by being aware of the emotion that is here now within us, by allowing that emotion to be as it is, by accepting that emotion unconditionally, without trying to change it, without trying to resist it, without trying to get rid of it, we feel this emotion effortlessly. And fully experience it. And we disentangle ourselves with the experience of trauma. We unbind ourselves from the emotion. We let go of the emotion, we are released from the experience. We are free. So there's two ways that you can look at it. That the emotion is released, or that you are released, that you are free from the trauma, that you are free from that experience, that you are free from the past, that you are free from the story, that you are free from the emotion. When you see that the resistance of feeling that trauma fully, the resistance of feeling the emotion fully, the resistance of experiencing the experience fully, when you see that that resistance is actually creating the false sense of self, when you see that that resistance is actually maintaining the false sense of self, it's no wonder by simply allowing the experience to be as it is, without changing it, without running from it, without resisting it, that we free ourselves from the false sense of self, that we free ourselves from experience. We disentangle ourselves. There's a feeling like we're bound, we're mixed up with the experience, and then there's a feeling of being released from the experience, a feeling of being free from the experience. So by looking within, by noticing the resistance that may be felt in the form of discomfort, tension, a contraction, a closure, it's like a sign that's pointing to some sort of resistance to what is already within us. Which is really this bondage to the experience. Which is really this misidentification with the experience, that we have identified with the experience, creating an illusionary self, a false sense of self. And we're always seeking the end of that illusion. We're always seeking liberation from that illusion. So there could be many experiences that really maintain this sense of self, that maintain the illusion, that give us this feeling of being bound to experience. And by being aware of the signs and inquiring, looking for where am I caught? Where am I getting snagged? What am I still holding on to? Am I feeling it fully? Then we can let go of that experience. We can let go of the trauma. We can let go of the pain. We can let go of the suffering. We can free ourselves from the past. We can free ourselves from the story. We can free ourselves from this false sense of identity.